9/13/24, Friday. Hi, journal. I didn't journal last night, and I only realized that this morning. I wrote down a few notes of things to write about, and I think my mind checked that off as having done the writing. I'm typing on Paul's computer for this entry, and the buttery clacking and smooth keys are distracting my fingers. I have so many typos. This morning, I'm working on editing the last of my Understanding Art series. I've been avoiding this for basically 2 months. I feel a sinking pit in my heart when I realize how long it's been since I posted last. It just felt like a short break. I'm feeling extra bad about myself today. I don't know if it's societal doctrinization or my own prejudices, but I am always so deeply emotionally worried about my body appearance and my acne. I think my acne might be dairy related, and I plan to change creamers next week. I think my weight and the places I'm carrying it are because I sit and sleep most all day, most every day. I skipped the gym on Thursday. I looked back at pictures from the last 2 months, and I feel sick with hate for my own body shape. I can feel wicked strong and sexy and lean one week, and then like a balloon of extra weight the next. I'm tired of this roller coaster. I want to get off it, and I am off it, until I'm not. I'm not worried about men's opinions, not a single bit. I'm worried about skinny women's opinions. I don't ever want people to look at me and think I'm letting myself go. I think that could come from having done that to other people myself. And the sick part of me feels so good when people I used to know gain weight. It's like they're knocked out of some competition, and now I'm ahead in comparison. It's fucked up to think that way. What competition am I even in? Is my sense of self that rooted in feeling like I look better than other people? I fear it might be. And so, when I feel ugly with acne and thick thighs, my mood plummets, and it's hard for me to do anything. This is not healthy, and I want to get out of the cycle. And I think it's deep enough in my idea of personhood that won't be a simple or easy process. I can't count all of the horrible things I have truly healed from. I know I'm capable of dramatic change for good. Nugget is singing along to the clacking of the keyboard. That's very happy. There's also a part of me that doesn't want to let go of it because I know I'm attractive, and weeks that I feel good about myself and feel like I'm winning somehow feel so empowering. Shit, it's fucked up. I can't moralize my way out of it today, but I can at least vocalize it. I highly doubt I'm alone in feeling this way. I'm still going over ideas of how to do this project, this whole narrative of a life thing. Do I really, truly want to post my daily journals on the internet as a creative project/business move? That's opening myself up to all kinds of hurt that I don't think I'd be strong enough to entirely handle. I don't know of anyone who really is. I could turn comments off, have the community behind a paywall, adding some security. I don't know if it's even worth thinking about until it's a problem, but thinking about it after it's a problem would be a bigger problem. I want people to feel real, human connection from this project. That's my whole goal. Is it real human connection without vulnerability? Things to think about. While I'm on the subject of embarrassing things that people could relate to, though, I realized in the bathroom yesterday that probably half of the human population can relate to making an emergency toilet paper pad or emergency pads out of whatever's on hand. Like in my case, half a sponge. I think all us ladies have been caught unprepared somewhere at some time. The emergency pad is almost a religious rite to being female. I'm trying to reach out to more old friends and to make new ones. I'm so socially out of practice that it's actually quite funny for other people. It's anxiety spiking for me. But how can I care so much about actual connection with actual people in a world of internet people and AI when I don't have more friends than fingers on one hand after a terrible woodworking incident, meaning like 2 fingers, 2 friends. Not counting spouse and family. I should get back to editing. I'm definitely stalling. JT out Friday at 11:16 p.m. Hi journal. Because I didn't write last night, I'm doing 2 entries. Full disclosure, I've been drinking. So, Paul went to bed a little early after our Fast Food Friday ritual and watching a movie. We watched The Importance of Being Earnest. He's playing in a golf tournament with his dad tomorrow, and it's not going to be too serious, but of course he wants to do pretty well, so he went to bed early. And I've been finishing the bottle, and the other bottle, and the mini shot of Jack Daniels, alone. I drank along with an episode of Day Drinking with Seth Meyers, the one with Kevin Hart. YouTube is the only social media I have, and I've literally turned off my watch history, so the only videos I can even see without specific searching are from my subscribes. I highly recommend it. I get bored and want to spend time on my phone about once a day, don't get me wrong, but it physically prevents me from the endless loophole of content catered to me, and I've experienced some unwanted, forced freedom as a result, and I wouldn't change a thing. In fact, one day I logged in, and the watch history switch is temporary, and so I had a whole bunch of recommendations. And after compulsively adding like 6 videos to watch later, I realized it was abnormal, and I went and I switched it off again. Well, anyway, tonight I am drunk and out of content, so I went on Instagram. At first, it was like when you go to the mall and the kiosk guy is telling you all about the break-proof phone cases, or the lady is telling you the smell samples are free for their perfume line, and I just shrunk inward and dodged all of it to just look at my messages. It felt like far too much direct stimulation, and I instinctively wanted nothing to do with it. Then I finished my YouTube watch later videos, and I went back to Instagram, and I fell into their trap. I only have it downloaded again so I can talk to and eventually get the phone number of an old childhood friend, but I went on at about 3 seconds and I had clicked on an ad. My better self realized what I'd done and closed out. But then I was trying to scroll past the sponsored content, and pretty soon I literally couldn't distinguish my follows from my sponsored and related suggested posts, and all of a sudden, I'm Googling what haircuts look best on a short face, and oh my god, I fell into the hole again. It's a very appealing hole, don't get me wrong at all. But damn it if I don't want to be there. Don't get me wrong, living without socials is living under a rock societally. But I'd rather be under here, to be honest. I've never once had an in-person conversation where I've regretted not being on TikTok or the like. Sure, the in-passing convos bring up internet trends a lot, but the ones I'm invested in are all about personal actions or inactions. I'm trying to be more social, and so I'm talking to my coworkers now instead of just smiling and saying yeah as I pretend to listen to the audiobook I had to pause because their conversation was too distracting. It's hard and uncomfortable, but I'm proud of every sentence of headway I make into not being a hermit anymore. I'll fully admit, I've been a hermit for years. I am currently painting a picture I took in August of 2022, and that date makes me feel so old. I swear, I just moved here. What do you mean it's been 2 years? Sure, I was living with my in-laws and planning a wedding, then changing jobs, and eventually returning to my first Washington job, but all of that probably took about a year, right? Wrong. Very wrong. I'm 26 now, and time is just going to keep passing. I've lived here about 2 years now, and have one person I can text from the state, and that's on me. It definitely is. But shit. I never thought I'd be the lonely adult with every capability of making friends, but every excuse not to. I never thought I'd be a wife whose actual closest friend was her husband. I just never meant to be this person, the person I'm being. It's not all terrible or anything, but there are some fundamentals that I meant to be different. I thank my husband for being willing to work through chore responsibilities with me. Without his leniency, I would be the exact woman I tried to avoid being by leaving the Mormon faith. More on that another time, I'm sure, but that's all for tonight. JT out. 9:14, Saturday. Very tired, gonna sleep, had to write. No PBJs today. 9:15, Sunday. I'm quite bad at remembering to journal before getting into bed. Yesterday, I had a date with Paul. We went to the beach and had sandwiches and skipped rocks and saw some big banana slugs. Today, I spent painting and finally got into the session. I finished my book, Hey Duke Lives, sequel to the Monkey Wrench Gang, and I started Bel Canto. It was a good day, though it flew, so it felt short. I didn't come close to finishing the mountains. I just hope that none of my paint mixes dry before tomorrow. Work will suck a little, but that's normal. My coffee will be good and my audiobook great. I had 1 PBJ today, 9:16, Monday. Work sucked because Toenail sucked. He's very happy and also doing nothing. I painted after work and it was great for a while, until I was really sick of blending these mountain colors, and then it was dinner time. 1 PBJ, 9:17, Tuesday. I finished Bel Canto. What a book! Really whips around the emotions. Ann Patchett is an incredibly skilled writer. Each word doesn't feel weight at all, but the weight of the effect is heavier than the book. I started Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, and it's making me think about imposter syndrome. Obviously, I can't live through racism to the extent that it's doled out in this country, but I'm hella well-read on the subject, and I would say I've got a firm grasp on a lot of the nuances layered in between words. But when I read Native Son, I thought that the girl the character murdered was bad because her attempt to bridge the race gap was in itself quite racist. But then, the book claimed that the man was hateful of her because he hated the kindness she offered. And I can see that angle, but I really didn't get that without the explanation. I read too into it. Well, now in Invisible Man, I feel like a lot of it is just going over my head. This was set in blatantly racist times. All you need is a list of laws or a passing conversation to catch the racism in the oxygen. But especially in his rant about going to church, I just couldn't grasp the larger meaning he was alluding to. I really couldn't pick it up. I'm incredibly analytical and try to pick up even just an edge of everything I read, but this is escaping me. Not all of it, just large portions of it. And I don't know, it's got me thinking about imposter syndrome. I feel unqualified to even try to understand it, and that's a weird feeling. I've always thought that I would never get the imposter syndrome that comes with success. I've been working too single-minded towards my art career for long enough, and to be blunt, I think a lot of myself at certain levels. But I think I'm wrong. I think it would hit me hard. It would only come at times when I feel incapable of practicing my skill set, that I've overextended my talents, and I have no place anywhere but alone in my garage. My pride gets hurt easy enough. It would probably happen. I'm upset every time I feel a book or other piece of media is beyond me. I hate a lot of music videos because they're so layered with pop culture, and each artist's culture is so specific to them that you have to know their whole history to enjoy the video. And I just don't for most artists. I've learned a lot so that I can appreciate the music videos, but I never see the video and understand it on first watch. It makes me feel inadequate in some way. At work, I'm making a whole bunch of teeny, tiny, simple mistakes that don't affect much most of the time, but aren't the kind of work I want to be doing. And it's got me questioning what makes me qualified to even be expected to craft the exact same perfect kind of denture each and every time I do it. These things are too expensive to be messing any of them up. But the teeth all have to be such a specific placement, and the plastic gums so particularly shaped and thinned, and one denture is very different from the next, and sometimes I do a better job than other times. It almost feels like being expected to replicate the exact same fine-tuned motion 100 times out of 100, hitting the dart only ever in the middle of the board. It's not true. Mistakes can be fixed, and I've been doing a lot more of that lately than I'd like. I blame Toenail. I blame my boss. I very much, certainly, blame myself. I expect perfection but only for myself, never from others. And I know I'm not alone in that. It's more of a goal than it is a whipping post, but when I slide backward, it certainly feels like the latter. It's all just a lot of feeling like I'm not good enough, even in the things I'm proud of my skills in. Such was the day. 2 more days of work, and then it's weekend. I'm going to try to write a script tomorrow. And I went to the gym today and finished almost all the green boulder routes. I'm kind of ready to move up to the blues now, but I'm scared of not being good enough. Go figure. That's all for this one. JT out. Oh, wait, I also wanted to mention that all Toenail did today was assemble a fan. That's all. Bye. 9/18, Wednesday. Very tired today. After work, instead of writing and recording a script, I just napped. It made me more tired, so I slept bad. Paul woke me up from a bad dream. I can't remember all of the dream, but I know what he woke me up from felt urgent, and I was breathing very hard and very fast. 9/19, Thursday. I'm very tired today again. I'm pissed off at Toenail and sad at Paul. Days like this, I feel very alone. I think a lot of it is what I focus on. It's like a magnet drawing me back to the things I can't change that upset me. Thinking about other things feels like I'm betraying the importance of those things. Dumb. We make our own realities, and I'm making myself more miserable, more than needs to be. I don't know what I'm going to do for my video this week. I'll probably slap out a time lapse. I have to go to the gym too. I'm sad, but I'm not giving up. My art career is my life's purpose, and I won't give up. I want weed because I'm so sad, and it feels like, might as well just throw in the towel. But weed for me is giving up, and I just can't do that. That's all for this one. JT out.